Lawnmower. On a hot day, I've got a head cold, but I haven't mowed the lawn for almost 5 weeks. I'll drink a Carnation instant breakfast so I have some energy, and I'll bring 2 bottles of water outside with me. It's important to stay hydrated, not only because it's hot, but also because I feel like dog shit right now. But hopefully, I can just sweat it out and trick my body to feel better by working hard. I grab my headphones and take a quick hit from the bong before I'm out the door. It's hot. I can feel the sweat start to build as soon as I walk out the door. It's humid too, and the air feels thick, but it still feels better than the AC inside. I can't baby this sickness or else I'll always feel sick. I need to get out and work a bit to tell my body that no head cold will stop me. I throw the ball for the dog quick and grab the gas can out of the back porch, close the gate behind me and walk around the house. These bushes are so overgrown that I can't follow the path without rubbing against their branches. My phone vibrates and it's my girl, saying she got to her aunt's house and I should stop by if I feel up to it. It's July 4th and they're having a party. I look across the street and the 3 neighbor kids are playing catch with a football. The girl waves first, followed by her 2 brothers, so I wave back. Their neighbors are outside picking at the bushes in their front yard, so I wave, but they do not wave back. Put the coat into the garage door opener and the door starts to lift. I go in and look for a pair of shears. The only pair I can find is completely rusted, but they still move, so it'll have to work. All my yard work equipment is at least 20 years old. I really need to buy some new shears and a new lawnmower eventually. I connect my Bluetooth headphones and start my playlist. Tripping out my paper heart, I ain't dying anyway. Stone Temple Pilots start the day off for me. I'm shirtless in a pair of basketball shorts and I'm not even wearing socks or underwear, but I am already feeling the heat of the day. I take the drink of water and start clipping the overgrown parts of the bushes in front of my house. The shears stick together and cut worse than my 2 fingers could have. Still, I struggle and successfully clear out the path for the walkway. I really should get a yard waste bucket, but for now I'll just throw these branches back in the flower bed. It'll just decompose anyway, right? Then I go put the shears back in the garage and take the lawnmower out, pushing it into the front yard. Every day something hits me, I'm so cold. Lane Staley sings in my ears as I take off the grass catcher to dump it. Gross, it's full of mold. So much mold that the bottom of the bag has white fuzz all over it. Walk it to the corner of the backyard and dump out the bag of grass. Give the dog some love, toss the ball for the dog before I go back around front to fill the lawnmower up with gas. Perfect pour until I start to lift up. That's when I spill just a little bit. One day I'll get the perfect pour down. Okay, 1, 2, 3 times primed, I should be ready to go. One pull of the cord and the engine starts blowing a cloud of black smoke out of the side of the motor. The date on the lawnmower warranty says it's 1988 and it's 2019 now, so it's still surprising it runs at all, let alone still has paint on it. It doesn't run perfectly. It's supposed to be self-propelled, but that doesn't work anymore, so I have to manually push it up the hill in my front yard. And the clutch, is it the clutch? Anyway, the bar that you hold to keep it running broke, so it just sort of hangs there. So to turn it off, you have to press a button on the motor. I am Governor Jerry Brown. My heart smiles and never frowns. I start pushing the lawnmower around the border of my yard. I always find it strangely ironic how much my family enjoys the Dead Kennedys, and every time I hear their songs, I am reminded that I am not yet, but one day will be also a dead Kennedy. I've made 1 loop around the yard, 3 lines, and already I can feel the sweat get caught in my eyebrow. I just keep pushing and pushing. I can't believe I waited this long to mow the yard. I really have to do this more. I'm chopping down small trees of weeds. I don't think I've ever seen a dandelion with a stem that thick around. Wet piles of dark green grass trail my path. No matter the lawnmower's powerful blades cut it into tiny shreds with seemingly no effort. Oh, how easily they forget no anchor to the past. There's so many weeds in my yard that it smells sour. Smells like I'm chopping up weeds. I've only been pushing this lawnmower for maybe 10 minutes and I'm already about halfway done with the yard. I really shouldn't always wait so long to do this. It's hot though. I can see the sweat dripping off my forehead onto the ground and my back feels soaked. I'll take a quick break to drink some water and then I'm right back at it. Pour one up but shackle me not, clean logic procreation. I already feel better from doing this. I knew getting out in the hot sunshine would help me sweat out whatever head cold I was starting to come down with. I am getting tired. My knees hurt and my arms are tired from pushing this mower up and down this hill. I am always surprised by how well this mower keeps up. It's 10 years older than I am and I have never done any maintenance on it. I thought it would have broken down and fell apart by now, but this piece of American-made machinery seems to be ready to run forever. Finish the main part of the front yard and it's time to move across the driveway to get the small strip of grass over there. I take the lawnmower and move it down the hill to the driveway to walk it across to the other side, and I lift up the front tires, exposing the blade to the concrete curb. That's when everything went slow. I saw the back windshield of my car shatter and my dog started barking. I watched the glass shatter into the back seat of my car, and then my gut felt a cold wind start to blow. The woman across the street tending to her bushes let out a loud scream. I turned and looked across as the three kids all shrieked and ran inside. The husband was already making his way across the street. He looked like he was running, but everything to me was moving in slow motion. That's when I looked down and saw the thick black line that went through my abdomen. I put my hand on it and it collapsed into itself, spilling blood and chunks of guts over my shorts and feet. I fell head first and the man was just a moment too late from stopping my head from slamming against the hard concrete. He yelled to his wife to call the police as he put my head in his lap and started praying in Spanish over me. The lawnmower was still running and the dog was standing on the fence barking his lungs out. I felt incredibly cold and I started to shiver. I forgot how to breathe and swallow and was choking on the air. The panic was already setting in. I knew I wasn't going to make it. I just wanted the man to tell my girl that I loved her, but I couldn't get my mouth to produce words. Instead, it was flooded with blood that I spat up at his face and drooled down onto my chest. I started fading fast, and soon I didn't feel anything. I just stared into the sun, shaking, as my life was ending, and Aesop Rock in my headphones was repeating the phrase, "All I ever wanted was to pick apart the day, but the pieces back together my way."